some.
Any talks that you've had with him today, tonight? What's his mood like?
He seems fine. You know, his spirit's good in a walkthrough we just went through. You know, I think his spirit looks fine.
Was he part of the walkthrough?
We just walked through as a team. Yes, he was part of that. Yeah.
Brett, last week you said and he said that he was 100%. Where did all that change?
I don't know.
You've got
Well, you talked to him, right?
Oh, I
You
talked
are
to
his head coach.
Yeah, but I don't know where it's changed, you know, I think that his agent, you know, made a statement, and Markel agrees, like, this is what he wants to do, he wants to get it checked, and so it obviously doesn't feel 100%. I think, like I said previously, everybody goes through things where they don't feel 100%, it could be an ankle, a knee, a shoulder, whatever, but in relation to holding him out, as I said yesterday, it caught me off guard.
It seems like this is very much coming from his agent and his camp. Is there something they're specifically looking for that would clear him to return back after his check next week?
You would assume so. You know, you would assume so. As far as, you know, specifically what that is, it could be something as you know, small as peace of mind. But obviously they want to get further consultation and learn as much as they can and more. And we will partner with them. We'll work with them and see what comes out of that next appointment.
Brett, was he upset or disappointed that he didn't play the second half of the last game?
You would assume so.
And do you think that had anything to do with all of a sudden?
I don't know. You know, as I said yesterday, I'm not gonna speculate on that. What I really do is look forward to talking about the New Orleans Pelicans. Can we talk about the game tonight?
Coach, you
expect Anthony Davidson to go indeed to finish up
Oh, yeah.
correctly.
Yeah, yeah. You know,
You're
and
planning to cover AD with
we will, and we'll change that at times, and he may go over to Julius Randle, but initially you'll see that, and that is I mean, that's two heavyweights of the NBA going at it, and I think that's going to be a tremendous spectacle for the fans.
Is that,
Why do you think that was? Physicality
I think some of that, we know how Joel is wired, and when somebody, you know, of Anthony's stature comes in, it shouldn't surprise any of us that he wants to be seen. Joel Embiid is if he's anything, he is highly competitive, and he wants that stage, he wants that challenge, and when you look at the numbers and the minutes and the stats and all that, we're winning. Like, he looks forward to playing against somebody like Anthony and draw his own line in the sand. And I know from just a fan standpoint, you'd step back and you'd be really excited to watch those two guys go at it.
When you guys first got Joe back in 2014, is that like added to the part of his personality, or is that something that like evolved? So where do you think he came from?
So I'll tell this story again. I've said it before. When I'm studying Andrew Wiggins, because that's, you know, you're not sure about what's going to happen with the draft, you see Joel Embiid, and you start looking at Joel Embiid a little bit deeper, and you realize how young and raw he was as a freshman, but you see things that stand out. And the game that I watched, or one of many, the first game that I watched him play, was against Oklahoma State, Marcus Smart. And Marcus, you know, forced his way through a screen and kind of, you know, it wasn't a cheap shot, but it was a physical play. And I saw his reaction, the camera zoomed into his face, and you could just see, like, the anger. And then you watch 4 or 5, 6 trips up and down the floor, and like he wants to go back at him. And on the 6th play, 5th play, 7th play, whatever, he goes to set a screen, and it's an illegal screen, and he just goes way out of his way to make contact and repay what was given to him, you know, 45 minute and a half seconds earlier. And right then, you could just see his facial expression, his action. He's competitive, he's physical, he has it. And, you know, you take that mentality along with his skill package, and then you add the physical qualities of being 7'2" and 270, like you add the whole thing in, it's an amazing assortment of skills and positive attributes. And this thing we're talking about, for me, I saw it in the first, 15 minutes when I scouted him on a tape, and he has not disappointed.
Coach, forgive me, just trying to get clarification on something about Markel. After we spoke yesterday, there was a report that came out that he did some light shooting. When Raymond Brothers says no practice, what exactly does that mean? Is he allowed to shoot? Is he allowed to do...
I feel like we've talked, I have anyways, I'm sorry. I feel like we've talked enough about Markel. I think we've said as much as we can say, like we've shared everything. And for me, I'm gonna leave it at that for tonight.
Coach, you've played Butler and Simmons. They played basically all their minutes together. What's the thought process behind that, rather than staggering them so that one's on the floor at all times?
Because you'd say the same thing for JJ and Joel. And so there's a rhythm beat to what we're trying to do early to figure this out. And I think in time, you're gonna see, maybe we shift some of those pairings. As long as we can try to have 2 out of those 4 on the floor, and so they have been paired for that reason. Could you do it in a different formula? Maybe, but the ripple effects on what I want right now. And I think that the judgment of how we're learning how to use Jimmy Butler is evolving. We're all learning about, floor spots that he likes the ball, things that I thought, he would like within some of the stuff we're doing, really aren't as attractive as I thought. And, he's shared some different things, and we're partnering to play it, to sub it, all of that. But for those reasons, we sub the way that we sub, and you'll see it similar tonight.
New Orleans is a playoff team from last year, went to the second round. Anthony Davis, Drew Holiday, 2 quality all-star players. How much of a litmus test are you viewing tonight as?
I think early days, it's an exciting game for us, and how I see it. Going into the holidays, they've won 6 out of 7. They have the #1 half-court offense in the NBA, and they get Anthony Davis. And I think that it is a completely early days, appropriate test against a really good team. And I'm looking forward to tonight for a bunch of reasons, none more than trying to get better, trying to inch along with Jimmy Butler and Wilson Chandler. We can't dismiss the fact that he's had kind of an erratic season. I think Mike Muscala came in and was excellent in the last game, and I see him starting to feel his way a little bit clearer. But tonight, for me, represents all those types of things.
Does the Batman role change when you have someone like Anthony Davis on the other side, as far as how you approach Joel's role on defense?
No, not really. I think the concept remains the same. Without getting into too much coach speak, the pieces behind it, when Batman reacts, we have to be on point, because Anthony Davis is Anthony Davis, and trying to coach our guys, and to me this is the holy grail of most things in sport, is how do you coach instinct? How can I put them in an environment where their instincts have a chance to sense things quicker? And so instincts are fine, but when you have quick instincts, it's the holy grail, and our defense is evolving to instinctually make decisions, reading Joel and the pieces behind that, and slowly we're getting there. Ultimately I feel just really confident that we're on the right path, we're on the right track to grow a defense that can defend and what we hope May and June might be.
Fred, how surprised are you that Drew Holiday is playing at this level of basketball?
So, in 2013, I'm in the NBA draft, or I'm in San Antonio, and I'm watching, the draft unfold. And wrongly, they reported I was gonna be the coach of the 76ers at that stage. It wasn't true. It ended up obviously being true. And so Sam had reached out and I told Sam, like, you go do your interviews. The only request I have is I wanna be last. Interview whoever you gotta interview, I wanna just go last. And so it was always on my mind paying attention to the Philadelphia 76ers. And then on draft night, you know, Sam started doing what he did and traded Drew Holiday. The 76ers were my team with Pop. That was my responsibility. That was my scout team. So I really dug in and could see him. And I was an enormous fan. Like, he is a big guard that is a combo. He can guard. He's good people. He can make shots. And I didn't understand the trade. And as I see his career play out and I see what he's doing now, it doesn't surprise me at all. He can play. He can really play. And he's a big, strong, capable guard that really can impact the game all over the place. I am a fan of Drew Holiday.
Sam Blue.
Shake Milton, kind of the same size as Drew, some of the same skill sets, maybe. He's up tonight, right?
Yeah, maybe. You know, that would be a hell of a story right there. Maybe.
Thanks, Brett.
Thanks, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving. I wanted to finish before we brutalize them.